Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And a friend of mine sent me this file and asked me for help on it. It's got a lot of garbage and trash and hidden stuff, and I mean, there's just a lot going on. And he also lost his color palette. Well, for the one I'm doing the video for, I've done plenty of these. Just go to color palettes and go to palettes and then click on RGB, and there's your color palette back. I know he's a laser engraver, but he might be printer. You might want to use CMYK or whatever. And he's got 3 examples here. It looks like he's trying to clean one up. But what I'm going to do is, this is all separated. So I'm going to go to Object and make sure it's ungrouped, and it is. And then I'm going to take and make it all black. All but the R makes it black. I'm going to fill in the black with black. This thing is almost 7 inches, so I'm going to set my nudge factor for 8. And I'm going to start nudging away some of the major stuff, some of the F's, the R, and I'm going to leave the stuff like that because it's probably broken up right now. But I'm going to get the major letters. And I've just noticed that those jugs have a lot more, and that one didn't color fill. So let's move it over. Take the E, the table, maybe that one, and then let's start. So what we've done, we've left a lot of trash here. So we can start cleaning this up, and we're gonna have to clean up both sides, but I know you have X7 or above, so you can use the smoothing tool and just kind of zoom in and start smoothing this stuff out. Click on it, make sure you got it clicked, and then you're gonna get rid of some of those rough edges. Now, in between there, you could get the shape tool and just delete those nodes and save you a little bit of time. You could actually, you're gonna have to do so much. I actually have you could make a hotkey to go back and forth, but just kind of delete some of this stuff. And you see we still picked up some more trash. So let's go to Object and break Curve apart. And there's some more trash we can just delete. Or we could do the whole thing, go up to Object, make sure it's ungrouped. So we can't really do it for the whole thing, but you could break the curve apart, which we did, and then you could select just the S and start a new, and we've already left some trash there. So let's finish this S just real quickly. I'm not going to do it for him. He's going to do it, but if you smooth this out, it'll look quite a bit better. And it's pretty big, so it's going to show up all these little areas that aren't worth a flip. And like I said, you could go back between the shape tool, and you could always do this, grab the shape tool and just see how this works. Select it all right here and go and take away like 10% of them. And just see if it looks pretty good still. You could delete that node maybe, but no, you can't. You got to really watch anything that changes the shape, just we can't do. And there's still some rough spot, but we've done this pretty good. I would take a closer look at this S and see what this is supposed to be. That's evidently part of the drawing, so we'll leave it like that. And then just start doing every letter like that. And let's move this O over. It didn't bring any trash. Let's go ahead and take that part of the O. And there's still parts of the O on the other side, but these are 2 separate things, so whatever you have clicked on, it will smooth out whatever you don't have. Like I'm not gonna mess with that inner bar because I'm not clicked on it. So, and you can just kind of go in a circular pattern and then click on that and get that done. Now this is gonna be a little time consuming, but it'll be well worth it. When the end result, we don't really have any trash there, so we'll just clean up the 2. It'd be really cool if you could find this font, but That's probably not going to happen. So now we're going to go back and get like this spoon. And the spoon is kind of broken up into two parts. So let's do this. And let's zoom in on the spoon. This is one of the most obvious parts. Let's left click, right click, and see there's just broken lines. It'd be better to put it all together, so let's zoom in. Get your shape tool and just bring these nodes into these nodes, bring this node into this node, and this is where it might help to turn this into a hairline. Hairlines can show you more stuff, or easier to do this. So then we're going to go to the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Try to get them all, even that little bitty nib. Then take your Smart Fill tool and fill that in. So now you have a more complete object. We're going to cursor it down quite a bit, and we're going to smooth it out with the shape tool, and or the smoothing tool. And because we've made this one unit, it's going to work a lot better. And that looks quite a bit more like a spoon than it did. And then you just get rid of your lines there, and then cursor it up and over. Now, I'm not going to say that this isn't going to take you an hour to do, but it'll be well worth it. And, you know, this might even be easier because it's all one word. It's going to kind of flow. And this might be a good example to reduce the nodes. Now, we still haven't, I don't like those I don't like those jugs, but there's something you could do with that maybe. And then just keep moving the stuff over. Now, go back to the original, and we're going to need this line. So let's click over there and do the same thing. It's just part of the S or part of the letter. But see the trash right up here we're leaving behind? That stuff you don't have to clean up because we're moving the solid stuff. You know, the cow's probably going to be the easiest thing. It already looks good. You could clean it up just a hair. You don't want to change it too much. And everything else is going to be the same. I mean, once you get the F done, the F comes with that long tail. Very easily done. Kind of zoom in and see what that looks like. I'd actually see how that reacts. I personally would take that out. It's nodes that are crossed up. All I did is select them and then hit the T or hit the delete key. Get back to the shape of the smoothing tool. And I've done a video, and I'll try to find it and send it to you, Mike, where you can toggle between the shape and the smoothing tool without having too much trouble. That's how I would do it. I mean, look at the trash right in there we've left behind. And then these squirrely cues are made up of multiple lines, but you can smooth them out too. The only disadvantage is there are two lines, and at some point they could separate. So you need to make sure if something's not moving, it's either I'm separating those two lines. So we could do the same thing we did earlier. Take the pick tool and pick that, left click. I'm going to go ahead and grab them both, turn them into a hairline, and then join them just like we did before. So this is going to take some work, but it'll be worth it in the long run. You have to grab those nodes and just bring them in there, and then take the virtual segment delete key and do that. Now, by putting in the Smart Fill tool, it fills it in and makes it all one line, so we can move that over. And with the smoothing tool, just let me zoom in here. Just smooth that out. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.